What is going on, guys? Craig1287 here, bringing you yet another Battlefield Hardline beta gameplay video. This is footage from the beta that we had quite a while back, and the reason it is Battlefield Hardline footage and not Battlefield 4 footage is because this video is about some of the new things that are coming out and just trickling out from the community due to Gamescom and some of the stuff that's happened afterwards for Hardline. And on Reddit, a Reddit user by the name of DannyOnPC, and I've actually seen some of his YouTube videos as well. He's actually a very frequent poster on Reddit, and well, he got some time with the Battlefield Hardline game since it's had a lot of the things that they've added in since our beta that we had, and all the changes that they had from the all the different big YouTubers that came out, and so he just kind of posted some little things that he noticed from the game, and it's not the lengthiest of reads, but it's got a lot of stuff on there, and of course, as always, I will have a link to his Reddit post in the video description. And basically, I'm just going to go ahead and read you off some of the things that I found pertinent to myself. I found these things to be interesting, things that stood out, whether they're new features or changes that I think that are nice little changes that they are making for Hardline. And I'm also going to go ahead and read some of the questions that people asked him and that he responded to. So, yeah, here we go. You can shoot and jump, and I'm just going to read them exactly as how he wrote them, so some of these are not exactly complete sentences or anything like that. He just kind of jotted everything down real quick, is what it seems like. You can shoot and jump, in parentheses, like Battlefield 3. Very, very handy. Hardline is definitely a faster-paced game, so I'm glad to see that. Next one would be the after report is more like Battlefield 3 than Battlefield 4. Very excited about this because I hate BF4s. It just doesn't give you a lot of details for that round until you see the battle report on Battle Log afterwards. Next one, Hardwire is a pretty fun game mode. Nice twist on Conquest with a tad of chain link and moving flags, in parentheses, the vehicles itself, in parentheses. Pretty fun and nice idea. Very excited about this. Conquest will be in the game. Chainlink is not, but I was always intrigued by Chainlink. I thought it was a great idea. I think it just had a poor execution because of how fast the capture points were capable and by how close they were. It just kind of resulted in too chaotic of gameplay for the player counts that you had. So very excited to see what that game mode actually entails. Then he goes to say, there are two parentheses or one question mark in parentheses, new game mode that is still coming, no word on that. So there might be a total of 3 game modes for Battlefield Hardline. We'll just have to see. Next one, the maps are made with one mode in mind, parentheses, unlike Battlefield 4. So in Battlefield 4, obviously, every map was meant for all the different game modes, and this led to a lot of people not liking Rush Mode. I still love Rush Mode for Battlefield 4, but this is definitely interesting. I'm sure we'll still see all the game modes on each of the maps, but I doubt they would just make certain modes the only ones that you could do on certain maps. It'd be very interesting if they did that, but I doubt they would. Those were my thoughts, not his. Next thing he says, you can still roadkill teammates, but it will be fixed, parenthesis, unlike Battlefield 4, in parenthesis. I'm guessing this is the whole thing where you drive real fast, bail out, and your vehicle becomes a neutral vehicle, and it can run someone over. So he's saying that that was still available in the version he played, but it sounds like from talking to the devs, they mentioned that that aspect, I don't want to say feature, will be fixed. Very excited for that because that just leads to a lot of trolling, and I hate when that happens just accidentally, especially if you're bailing out of like aerial vehicles. I know oftentimes our transport chopper gets shot down, but we all bail out, and I end up getting killed by the vehicle. So hopefully things like that do get fixed. Next thing he says, if you aim down sight the objective marker disappears, parenthesis, which is good, in parenthesis, less HUD clutter. That's obviously something that we've seen on the CTE with the HUD triage. It's nice to see it making its way into the next game from the get-go, not as something that gets fixed later on. And the last thing that I found pertinent that he said was there are tracer darts in the game that you can use to lock on vehicles like Battlefield Bad Company 2. Obviously in BFBC 2 we did have the tracer dart that certain, not the AT4 couldn't, but the infamous Gustav could lock on, as well as the RPG-7. It'll be interesting to see how that works, because in Hardline the RPGs are going to be battle pickups in a way, and you can only get like grenade launchers out of your trunk, or maybe I think you can get rocket launchers out of your trunk, and the engineers get grenade launchers. Something that it's still a little unclear as to all the different explosive equipment and weapon balance. So next, some of the questions that people asked and he answered. Are the menus like in the beta? They were identical to BF4's. Did they change them? He responded saying they got a good upgrade. So that's nice. Next question, very simple. Next question would be, how do you like the game's visuals? I wasn't impressed by the beta, but the single player footage looked good. His answer was visuals, parenthesis, especially the lighting, in parenthesis, is sexy as expletive and deleted. Parenthesis, we did, however, play on high-end AMD rigs, which I guess would be expected. So my computer is going to be top of the line when this thing comes out, so I'm sure I'll be rocking it out, looking good. So, but yeah, the visuals for the beta were kind of a letdown. Next question, if I'm not mistaken, were you not the same guy who said a while ago that you don't feel that Hardline is a Battlefield game? How do you feel about it now? His response was, yes, that would be me, jumping to conclusions too early. I really liked it. It's a nice change of the normal stuff. So, pretty much seems like my opinion. I was hesitant at first, except the beta actually thoroughly impressed me. So, next question, elaborate on what you mean, quote, the maps are made one mode in mind, end quote. His response was, Greenhouse is mainly made for the hostage mode, and we won't see Conquest on it. So, I guess, maybe they actually are going to straight up not allow certain modes on certain maps. I don't know if that was something confirmed by one of the developers that he talked to. That seems like a pretty hefty detail, but I guess we'll figure that out at a later date. Next question, was the Hotwire mode fun to play, and did it feature lots of cool events at different times? His response, very fun. It's basically Conquest with driving flags, so there is always action happening. And then kind of to tag onto that, another person asked a question, what do you mean by driving flags? Are there vehicles that act as flags that drive on a set path? Can you blow them up? How does it work? His response to all of those questions, there are some vehicles parked all over the map, tanks, vans, and sedans. Those vehicles act as a flag. Van 1 is flag A, Sedan 2 is flag B, etc. You can drive them around freely, jump over bridges, etc. while other teams want to either destroy you or take over the vehicle/flag. They are not preset lines like the AC-130 is in Battlefield 4. So that's very awesome. Final question that I thought was pretty interesting. Nothing too stand out, just a nice little confirmation. The question is the visual recoil decreased to minimum unlike Battlefield 4 vanilla right now? His response, no visual recoil for what I've noticed, which pretty much seems like it'll be what the CTE changes are going to be. So, there you guys have it. Like I said, the link to the actual thread, there's a lot more other things that he said, but those are the things that are just most meaningful to me and things that stood out. So, hope you guys did enjoy the gameplay going on there in the background. Hope you enjoyed some of these little specifics that I pulled out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed all of it. Have a good one. Ta-ta.